What's up, guys? Today we're going to go over how to hunt Mira on a Paladin. For starters, you're going to want to bring a large amount of Great Spirit potions, some strong mana potions to use in between pulls, and enough ultimates to cover bad combos. In the end, you'll want to play around with different numbers by trying it out yourself, but this is just what I use. For imbuements, you're going to want at the very least 1 powerful strike, 2 powerful voids, and 2 powerful vampirisms. If your gear allows it, you certainly want to add a powerful Lich Shroud, aka Death Protection, and a Intricate Epiphany on your helmet. For gear, you want to focus on death, physical, and fire protection. It's also important to carry at the very least a Dwarven ring and an energy ring. The rest are just for min-maxing or to increase survivability during rough pulls, but for this particular spawn, they're harder to use because of the constant drunk. The main issue people have with the spawn is the constant mana drain. That's why we're going to be using Great Spirit Potions. In between pulls, if you're not at full health, just save the mana and use a Great Spirit Potion instead. That's going to help you go into the next pull with enough mana to survive a box where you need to heal twice a turn. You can also use strong mana potions between pulls, assuming you're at full health. Meanwhile, you use ultimate spirit potions if you take a big combo or if you see yourself running out of mana before the pull dies. It's important to be aware of how much mana you have to preemptively switch potions, because if not, you'll rely on imbuements to keep up your healing if you're completely out. The way this is going to work is, we're going to go through 5 different lab proposals, starting at level 250 and all the way up to 450. These labs are meant to be something anyone should be able to do at those levels unless you're severely underskilled, which means if you feel you can go harder, by all means go harder. It'll only increase the experience you'll make. The laps will be shown on a level 450 instead of a 250, but to more accurately portray what a lap would look like at that level, I've adjusted the gear at each level range, and for the first 2 brackets, I won't be using full attack to simulate lower damage of a level 250 and 300 respectively. Now, let's get started with the laps. When you start hunting here at level 200, you need to make sure you don't get trapped. That's basically the most important thing. Even though you can take a 5-box somewhat comfortably, it doesn't feel well enough early on. So what you want to start doing is peeking inside rooms, pulling them out, slowly killing them, and you'll make good enough EXP. So just like this, you peek in the room, you run back in, kill everything inside, and keep on going. You can run around like this, or you can start using walls as choke points as well. Like that. Again, lure as many creatures as you can, you run back, or run back in. If you get trapped, you can take a corner, you can take a 5-box, it's fine. Again, peek inside the room, leave the room, and you can slowly move backwards if they come too close to you. It's good if a spot opens up because you get to kill them fast. Again, hugging the wall, it takes them a while to get to you. And peek in the room, stay at the entrance. Easy enough. It's a choke point. Not enough creatures will hit you. There's no way you can die doing that. The same thing as before. Hug the wall. There, I got trapped. My HP does go down, not enough to be worrisome for level 200. You'd be fine. But again, peek in the room, slowly move out of it. If you're not familiar with the spawn points, I maybe would have taken those back. But considering I knew there were only 2 right there, it was fine to keep on moving forward in the lap. You can also just move around until they're somewhat low HP, and when they're 3, 4, 5 left, you can take them. You can also block yourself in a corner if you feel you're in a tight spot. If you run low on mana, it's better than running around because one sidestep can hurt. 3 ways as choke points as before. And again, lure, run back. Starting at level 300, you can very comfortably take 5 boxes. You don't even need to second guess it. If you can, and you have more creatures outside, do it. It's going to increase your EXP a lot because you're always hitting a good amount of creatures, and it doesn't hurt that much. Just like that, if you take a 4, because there are too many creatures outside, just take the 5 later on. Instead of pulling back like we were doing earlier, you can start pushing more forward because you can handle more creatures directly on you. The doorway choke points are still good, but now you can stand 1 square meter north, so 5 hit you directly and immediately, instead of needing to wait for them to move. Again, straight into a 5 box, no issue whatsoever. This is a good spot to box because you have the hole right next to you in case something goes bad. This is also a good spot because the creatures, all the Midnight Azuras from the right room, which are quite a few, can't shoot you. And you don't want too many things shooting you, even though you probably can take it. It's a waste because they're not near you when you box. So the box is still inefficient because you're not shooting the things outside. Like this. This is probably a bit too much. You can undoubtedly do it, but it won't feel as good as the rest. And of course, if you wanted to, you could always still run around. You'll have less mana problems by doing that, but the XP is probably going to be worse because you're not hitting 5 creatures every single arrow and avalanche and mass M. And you can still hug walls to make things take a while to get to you. Starting at 350, you can already tank a 7 box, an 8 box. You can survive one without a single doubt. Your mana is going to get drained if you do so. So the general idea here is going to be run them around until they're yellow to red health, and then take a box. If too many are hitting you, if your mana is getting low, you just keep on moving. You don't let yourself get fully apoxed yet, but you just take boxes you're comfortable with if you have nowhere to move. Like this, you run them around a little, low on health, you box them. It makes looting a lot faster, which increases EXP, and of course the arrows at the end help a lot too. This is a very small pull, it only has 7, so you can once again go straight ahead and box it. You can move out if you don't feel comfortable. That might have been a bit too early, they had too much health. And again, you can straight up box this pull. This pull might have been a bit too far. If I had lowered the health of the creatures I was pulling a little more, gotten them to red, so I'd been sure they'd die in 1-2 turns. That would have been fine because I could have run back if needed. Again, attack them a little. Low health, box. That spot right there is also a good choke point, so they don't all hit you. Starting at 400, you can start 8-boxing confidently without lowering the creature's HP beforehand. You can run into a room and let yourself get surrounded. You can also start incorporating a few pulls on utito. For this first pull, you want to lure the entire hallway, the entire south room, and put yourself in this spot. Here, creatures are going to need to walk around, hug the wall, to get to you. It makes the box hurt way less. You can make this pull right here, this hallway on utito. There are a few creatures, you'll get them to low HP very fast. And it helps with taking this box that has a lot of creatures outside. You can hop down this hole and utito immediately, and just hold Great Spirit Potion if you need it, Ultimate Spirit if you very much need it, Ultimate Spirit. Again, run in, box. You can utito around here, but it doesn't feel too good because you can get trapped quite like that. This pull you can utito and slow walk until that choke point right there. 5 creatures hitting you will not kill you, even on utito. And again, if you want, you can utito pulling that, but I'd make sure not to go into this next room too fast because there are a lot of creatures in the entrance. Finally, for the 450 lap, you want to start pulling this first room into the second one to make one big pull. And instead of just boxing, you want to start utitoing when the creatures around you are in yellow to red health. That'll make them die faster, and that straggler that you usually have will die much faster. Again, just pull them in, hit the spot, utito. You need to be very mindful of what ring you're wearing, because first off, a plasma is going to boost your damage by a lot. And an earring is, you're going to need the earring. First off, you're not healing too much, so you should not have any mana problems. And, well, pulls die fast enough that it's just not a problem. Again, utito, kill everything fast. I'm assuming you're already doing every single pull on utito here. No reason not to. Again, box, lower the HP a little bit, and utito. Just like that. HP goes low, you earring. Make sure you heal yourself up before you utito again. Right there. HP goes low, you earring for a split second, enough to heal yourself up and get outside the headshot range, and you take it off. Straight up utito. Get hit to red, earring, heal up to green, take it off. And that's it. Thank you for watching.